Hey, what's up guys? John here. I just got an alarming call from my HOA about a property that I own here in Florida. What's happening with Hurricane Ian? What that $40 billion is going to look like? It's going to be spread out all across Florida with increased insurance costs beyond your wildest imagination. We're going to be stepping into an absolute affordability crisis. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a phone call that I just had 30 seconds ago, literally 30 seconds ago, with the head of the board at the HOA. We just had the entire management company walk away entirely. We now have no management at the HOA. We're trying to find new management. The board is working on it, but insurance just went through the roof in every single unit. There's a lot of units at the building. Every single unit is going to get hit with a massive premium because now the insurance company canceled our insurance, and now the rate is going from $136,000 to $360,000. And the only way to bring that insurance cost down is to put a whole new roof on the property, and that cost with everything is going to be somewhere around $1.5 to $1.7 million to do all of the upgrades that the insurance company is requiring to bring our insurance costs lower. This is crazy because what ultimately is going to happen is that it's a loan. And so every single unit in the building has to pitch up money to be able to make good on the loan payment for the duration of the construction period during this whole process. And the loan amount, I mean, the monthly cost could be between $150 and $200 per unit. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty revealing to me just how fast things can change in the state of Florida. Now we knew, at least if you follow this channel, you knew that insurance was a big problem here in Florida. Insurance is going to be even a bigger problem in the future. And now we're stepping into this affordability crisis where, mortgage rates are going from 3% to 7%, maybe higher, and buyers' purchasing power has been reduced 40%. So you start to think about, what is this going to look like for a home seller? A home seller is going to be in a really big challenge because they're not only trying to sell a property to a buyer that now has to pay 40% more on a monthly payment basis, but also now they're selling all the uncertainty associated with the insurance. Now, I believe what we could start to see here are huge, huge problems for the leveraged landlord, for a lot of retirees, and Florida is a retirement state. You have 1.6 million homes that are owned by retirees and people that simply just have second homes here in the state of Florida. What's going to happen with these 1.6 million homes when we have interest rates continuing to soar and more economic uncertainty? Now, what I'm thinking is likely to happen is people may start to ask themselves, do I have enough money for retirement? Can I make it? And if the answer is no, they're either going to sell their primary home or they're going to sell the house in Florida. One of those two things is going to happen. Now, if they start to sell the house in Florida, then what we could likely see is a lot more inventory hit the market. Now, if there's more inventory and there's less available buyers that are actually able to go out and buy that property, what's ultimately going to happen is each seller is going to be fighting on the limited amount of buyers, and prices are going to continue to sag down. Now, we all remember what happened in 2008. 2008, Miami, certain markets were really slammed. They were hit very, very hard. I personally think Florida is one of those boom or bust states. Either things are going great or things are going bad. Now, this situation in Florida where I'm at, this condo that I own, this is kind of a unique scenario. I ended up getting this property at an incredible deal. What ultimately happened was when my wife was having our second child, I had a family member come out. They flew out. They stayed in a kind of like a boutique hotel near us. And they stayed at this boutique hotel and they met the lady at the front desk. And my family member's a talker. So they were just talking, became really good friends with the person at the front desk. And they're like, oh yeah, my friend's mom's trying to sell this unit. Their family's trying to sell the unit. She ended up passing away. And they had a buyer. The buyer backed out. But they're looking for a quick close. They want to sell. They want to get out from underneath the property. And I stepped up and paid all cash, and we ended up getting an incredible deal on it. Like a really, really incredible deal. Even with all the information, all the chaos happening in the world, I would still make money, at least for now, right? Things can change. So the situation is very it's going to be very interesting and very unique. I think Florida is going to see some really, really big changes. You look at a place like California, you look at a place like New York, you look at all these places, people understand what they get when they move to those places, when they do business in those places. You kind of understand. In Florida, I feel like a lot of the people that have recently moved to Florida have no idea what you get. In Florida, you get the heat, you get the great things, you get the bad things. But one thing that I think a lot of people don't yet understand is how fast Florida can change. The environment economically can change. I believe that what we could start to see happen here is these condos being the first things to fall. Now, when I spoke to the lady at the HOA, I said, what happens when you hit everybody with this new, monthly fee, and it's, let's say, between $150 and $200 a month, and they don't have it? What if it's a retired person, and that retired person, they're barely making it now. Now you have increased utilities, and you have increased food costs, everything's going up, their retirement's not going as far as they wished. What are they gonna do? They're either gonna sell the property, right, or you guys are gonna foreclose if they can't make good on all the payments. And she's like, well, no, it wouldn't go that way because we tuck away money every single month from all the HOA payments. So, we're making about between $5,000 and $10,000 a month that we're tucking away for a rainy day. And I said, right, but that can only get you so far. If there's, X amount of units and a certain percentage of those units are unable to pay, then this could be a domino effect, couldn't it? And she's like, well, not really. Like, she didn't really give me a straight answer. But the reality is, when you buy into a condo or you buy into a townhouse or any type of association, you are essentially business partners with every single person inside of that community. That's essentially what's happening. And right now, I think there's going to be a lot of business partners that simply can't make things work at a condo, and we could start to see really, really big changes. We could see huge assessments. We could start to see a lot of people fire selling some of these units, like, no doubt about it. We could really, really see this. HOAs really going through the roof to make up for all the people that simply can't pay. We're going to see some changes. And I think that Florida is probably going to be the one state that sees the most change out of almost any other state, simply because of how quickly the insurance game, how quickly everything is changing here. What do you think about this entire situation? Where do you see Florida going? I mean, this is crazy to me because the HOA right now, it's like $500-ish, $600. It's nothing, but when it's something, but it's nothing in relation to a traditional HOA, which in Miami, for example, or certain areas might be $2,000. Like, some of these HOAs are so expensive. So it's probably an increase of 15-20% just by this new loan that's going to be associated to the HOA during this construction process to get us to an affordable rate of insurance. $300-something thousand for insurance now? It's crazy. It's an increase of roughly 130% increase from the last time we renewed. 130%. I think it's not just here. I think this is going to be all Florida. I think we're going to witness something really, really big. And I think that's smart money. There's going to be a lot of investors that are going to start coming to Florida when everyone starts to get wind in Florida of just how bad things are really going to get. Really, really bad for the leveraged landlords, for the leveraged investors, for the mom and pop property owners that own properties that simply are leveraged to the gills and they weren't anticipating these insurance costs rising and going through the roof. If you buy a single family home, you could pay all cash if you have the ability, and you can self-insure that property, meaning there is no insurance. You insure it. If something happens, it's either your loss or you fix it yourself. You can't do that with a condo, with a townhouse. So I think we could start to see a lot more deep pocketed investors running out there, buying up single family homes or buying up entire HOA communities and just renting them all out. What do you think about it? Drop below, hit the like button, subscribe here. Subscribe also to my second channel. It's an interactive call-in show and a podcast. I have a podcast show every day or every Friday, and occasionally I'll drop content, once or twice a week over there. So be sure to subscribe over there. And if you need help fixing your credit, we would love to help you at CashNow.Video. If you would like to make money online, working 1 hour per day, you can go to CashNow.Video/money. Join the free Discord community. By the way, it's 100% free. I'll never ask you for a single penny. You join the Discord community, you go to the Start Here tab, and then you go through the steps, and you'll get, essentially the entire breakdown of everything. And we have calls every day, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom. I put the Zoom link in the community tab. So feel free to go over there, check that out if you want to make money from home. It's completely free. You literally work 1 hour a day. CashNow.Video/money. Join the Discord. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video.